So we got the Sun, yes, Mercury, Venus. What else we got? Earth, Mars,
Jupiter.
Probably a bit big, yeah. Jupiter,
Saturn, Uranus,
Neptune. Perhaps Pluto, but it's not really a planet and another. Anyway. I was listening to a video today and it actually resonated quite well, and some of the quotes that come from this person, is it Richard Feynman? No idea, but I can't really pronounce the last name, but even still, very interesting fellow, and some of the quotes are pretty good, that you can question things. And I think I like that. And one of them was about the moons that are not here, yes? This one, and this one, and this one. However, what is this? Mercury is the size, of our moon, isn't it? Smaller than?
Is it?
Give or take. So technically, is that really a planet? Hey, think about it, right? So there are two oddballs in this, right? So we're going to take Venus and we're going to take Mars. They have some very interesting characteristics. One is lava. One is lava, but volcano. It's very interesting, isn't it? And if we also take Io and its amp ratio, which drives the magnetic field on Jupiter, I'm almost sure of it, aggravates it. That energy's got to go somewhere. So we can understand that it can keep a magnetic field going, and also the influences from both of these. Yes, the others as well, but more so these, stretching and squeezing. And we see all of that geological activity on Io, more so than Earth. It's incredible. It's geologically active than the Earth. It's more eruptions and everything else. So we're seeing a response to this, yes?
Yeah.
And that's a paradigm shift, because no one would ever have thought that a small moon, would be able to have volcanoes, geysers, and everything else, yes? So that changed the shift. Now, also with that, we see a magnetic field, and we also see incredible weather. Earth seems to be on form with Jupiter, which is interesting. Mars and Venus seem to have something in common. They once had magnetic fields, strong ones, like Earth's. But they also have reached an instability, both of them, but in two particular ways. Plus, we've got the cloud that's here, yes, the Kuiper belt in between here. If you collect up all of this debris, it's the size of a moon, our moon, and also then we have Phobos and Deimos. Plus, we got some shit all over Mars, yes? So if we collected all of this together, it's quite a whopping moon, yeah? Which again, if we look at Io, is that not going to be discharging quite a lot of amps? So we look at it from the magnetic field, and it decays and it holds on, and perhaps it had oceans, but also Venus too. I wonder if Mercury was not a planet, it was a moon, Venus's moon. Mars's moon was smacked by a meteorite, and Mars's moon must have been more hollow, and therefore it shattered apart. That's what made this belt here. Also left the remnants of Phobos and Deimos, and also caused some of these, debris to scatter onto Mars's surface. This would have caused Mars quakes like you would never understand. To imagine that here on the Earth is insane. So if it did have water, this would move very quickly. And depending on what type of water was there, it would probably heat up very quickly as well. And Olympus Mons, the core reaches an instability and pops out of the planet. And we can see one of the biggest volcanoes in the Soho, yeah? Now that's instant obliteration, yes? So meteorite smacks hollow moon just shatters. So it must have been cold and dead, probably a bit like ours. And Venus? Well, Mars, it probably had more of a denser moon, weaker outer layer. And something smacked it. Not enough to break it, but enough to throw it off course.
Mm-hmm.
At the right ratio, at the right time, if that hits, it can then become captured by the sun's orbit.
Yeah.
And then we would look at it and think, look at that planet. Where's all of its crust gone? Yes, indeed. Those debris probably went into the sun.
Mm.
But Mercury? I don't know you work very well. Seems interesting. So, I don't know. If I had to guess it, I'd say Mercury was moon or Venus. And it got smacked at the right ratio or the wrong time. But again, these things must still happen. And it pushed it in. Whatever hit it, all of that scatters into the... Most of it went into the star and some of it was probably thrown out of the orbit completely.
Mm-hmm.
What is the sun's atmosphere? Isn't it the heliopause? Oh, I'm going to draw it like that anyway, just because it fits the diagram. Could you imagine if Earth lost its moon?
That wouldn't be very good, would it?
See, we often try and figure it out as to where did the moon come from, and that's interesting.
Yeah.
And how long has it had its moon for? Which, I think it probably hit into the Earth. Yeah, I could go with that. But it would have created a dust cloud. A very big dust cloud. Hence probably why there's a lot of Regeworth. So this dust cloud would have begun to collect in an area, wouldn't it? And the moon would begin to rotate and take some of that, and so would the Earth. But this would cause a whopping ice age. 2 events would cause an ice age, which technically it wouldn't because the planet would be very hot. So therefore, if it collided with the Earth, and assuming there was moisture on the Earth at the time, then how big do you reckon Earth got? See, because Earth has the potential to puff up like Jupiter. That's if it doesn't lose its core. So if it loses its moon, if something is there all of a sudden, yes, and it's all of a sudden moves out in orbit, it goes very slowly, then you would expect to see a decline, a gradual decline. It's not really going to cause too much, really, the little effects. But if you have something that's there all of a sudden and then is completely gone, that will create an instability. I don't think the core can cope with that. And that's why I think it will push onto the crust, which then it will find its weakness out. You know, it's got to let go. It's going to be like an elastic band. Something's going to have to give. And therefore it'll find the weaker part of the crust, and then before you know it, all of that energy flying out of the planet. That's a lot. And the earthquakes, shit me. And there again, so something hit the Earth and it caused massive devastation, yes?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? What it would be like for a moon to grab in orbit? That's going to change something too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mercury might actually be Venus's moon. Because how the hell did you get there? And then what did this do to our solar system? Did it aggravate the sun more to pop out little... And it's very fast as well, isn't it? Very, very fast. Incredibly fast. What smacked it? And then if speed is responsible for being hit usually, isn't it? And rotation as well. And slowing down rotation or slowing down your speed, depending on which way you hit with an object, it's going to slow you down. But anyway, when Earth got hit by the moon, let's say, or a chunk, nearly ripped it apart, strange events would have happened, wouldn't it? They created a dust cloud which would have cooled it off. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? And then bit by bit, as it slowly but surely rotates and cools down, it's gonna, all of these fine dust is gonna land. So if that be the case, then the moon has the most finest dust out of all of the moons then. Assuming that they're all smacked into place. And then that gets you going with planet building as well. What happens if the star explodes? That's interesting. Where do the planets go? If some of them get knocked, are they going to be captured by anything else? Some of them are going to be smashed to bits as well. If you think about that. The shards from the star. Yeah, Earth has a lot of water, doesn't it? And in some instances, if we can say that we can fill this pint glass up, I don't know, by 1 pint is here, and we fill it up with moisture, but we don't factor in ever pressure, do we? For the water to be like that, there's equals pressure, yes? If I increase the pressure, and assuming the glass could cope with that, that pint can squash down to this level.
Yeah.
And then I could tip it in again and get, how many pints at that level inside? Yeah.
Yeah, it will go down and down.
So I can get 1 pint, 2 pints, 3 pints, 4 pints, 5 pints, 6 pints, 7 pints in the same pint glass now, yes? Now what happens if I increase the pressure again and make 7 pints go down into this volume?
Yeah.
And that's 7, 14, so dip, same dip, same dip.
Yeah.
Under the ocean creates this, isn't it? More pressure, more pressure.
Yeah.
And then you think about the pressure that's on the core. That's a lot of pressure, isn't
Yeah.
it? That's a lot. And we're thinking rocks and we're thinking everything else. And it squashes down. If I somehow manage to take, let's say we go 14 and we keep squashing, and let's say then we can get like a ridiculous number of 5,000 pints inside that glass. And then I remove the ingredient, which would be the pressure, and then put it on a mountain. From 1 pint glass, how much water is going to come out of there? And freaking hell, it's going to make a new river, isn't it?
It's like
It's going to make a geyser. It's going to make
like
a volcano.
Yeah.
Do you think if we added too much pressure that we could get an isotope to make water? Yeah, if you could, as strong as iron. Do you think it could go up to that?
Yeah.
If you could keep adding pressure and keep adding pressure and keep adding pressure,
I think
eventually, if you could pick up the water, well, it would be incredibly heavy, very small amount. It would be very dense.
I think that's what makes this world not water world, because the water got into the cracks, and because it's so heavy and dense, the land has been lifted that was cracked, and now it's sitting on the top of something that is water. But
Yeah, I think the planet is not a water world due to the trenches. Because of the amount of pressure that's there.
Yeah,
so the isotopes are up to 10.
Yeah.
So we're packing an awful lot of water in this. You know, it's a weird thing to have like a war and different things like that, when really, I mean, how behind are we all?
Yeah.
We're sitting ducks. You got to think about it. The planet is hydrogen and oxygen, yes?
Yeah.
Isn't it 1 balloon full of hydrogen and among other things, but a metal balloon full of it caused Hiroshima, Nagasaki? That's a hydrogen bomb, yes?
Yeah.
What's your planet?
A lot of hydrogen.
So all you need to do is toss something in there. That adds a lot of pressure instantly. And then, and for a brief moment, the whole of the planet is like the surface of the sun.
Yeah.
This turns all of the oxygen into hydrocarbon, and life begins again. Never mind all of that. Again, we're just such sitting ducks. Let's hope that nothing out there, if there is, let's hope it isn't anything like this crap here. Because if it is, I mean, even the sun, it's giving out energy this way, yes? Energy this way, energy this way, energy this way. Could I aggravate the sun to give me more energy? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Just sitting there thinking about it on the top of their head or off the top of their head. Yeah, we could get the sun to give more energy. Anyone can, you just aggravate it. Or if I could give it more energy, what happens if I can concentrate the light at the poles? And if the Earth is only receiving, 1 poppy seed's worth of energy from the sun, and that's what, per day, so 12 hours, should we say that?
Yeah.
At any given time, give or take?
Yeah.
That's what this planet is receiving. But we know that the sun's bigger.
Yeah.
And then let's look at something really interesting. Lenses are the most easiest things to make. Any life forms out there would understand sand, yes? It's abundant.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere. Would you make some lenses? Can you bounce the energy off?
Yeah.
If I could, then can I now give this amount of energy from multiple directions? And also, is it possible that I can hit it back towards the planet?
Mm-hmm.
And with that in mind, you could cook a planet.
Yeah.
You could puff it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It is.
Shit me.
Mm.
Interesting. Let's just hope there's no hostile life forms out there, really, because that's not winning very much, is it?
Mm.
And then there's Destroy a Moon.
Yeah.
That's also interesting. Got to think it up, because if you don't, your enemies might, you know.
Yeah.
Depends on who your enemies are. Gee me. It's never a good thing, is it? You know, yeah, planets are great things, but you are definitely sitting ducks in that.
Okay.
And the reverse to be said. What happens if you block off the star? Everything begins to freeze.
Yeah.
What about simulating earthquakes or fracturing the plates? Well, let's say this is full of a lot of compressed water. You just need to hit that, and how much, if we think about the pint glass under the pressure, we often forget pressure, don't we? It's one of the things that that's one thing that we miss, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much water do you think comes out of that?
I can't imagine.
Especially if there's more isotopes. It looks visibly small, right? But looks can be deceiving because we've got to understand the pressure.
Yeah. Because when you look at it, it looks the same.
It looks small to your perhaps your
yeah.
perspective, but what we underestimate is how compact is that? How dense is it? In fact, is it so dense that you can't penetrate it? And then if you can't penetrate that, what's below it? Does anything go deeper than that? Is there anything more than that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And that's enough to flood the entirety of the planet. Makes you think about Noah's Ark a little bit, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm building a ship, what for? Because not even mountain peaks would be enough. Well, assuming water could reach that high. But then if it froze as well, gee, I mean, that stays locked in that, doesn't it? Wow. Yeah, I'm fascinated with this because it all unpacks so much, and then there's so much come from this, and yeah, also lenses. I'm fascinated with lenses, and also the star. How much more energy you can put into a planet. Could anything else do that to you? That's another question entirely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Gets very complex, doesn't it? And if you don't think it up and you go to space, then couldn't this be done? You know, I think it's one thing to prepare for this and leave in a small craft somewhere. But when you see it happen, how do you get over that shock? I mean, that's going to be something that a crew would have to overcome. I mean, it'd make a hell of a movie, wouldn't it? That the Earth gets obliterated or it puffs up like Jupiter. Imagine puffing it up, which you would have to boil all of the ocean water. That's why I talk about the lenses and adding more energy to it. Well, slowly but surely that is going to steam and vapor. And then if there's this much water in here and we say that you don't get drowned like rats, then the second thing is, well, you can puff the atmosphere up. It's going to begin puffing if you create steam, yes? So it's going to get big. And then how big can that get? I mean, we were measuring with Jupiter or, you know, which would then probably cause another knock-on effect that the moon then would start meeting resistance because it would then start touching the upper atmosphere, assuming that it gets this big, of course. Then the moon's going to crash back in, isn't it? Oh, not a day. Not a day to be in a planet or on a planet if that ever were to happen. Would you like to experience that?
No.
I mean, it's very quick, isn't it? I think you would notice the effect straight away if the pressure doesn't get you. Blobfish. Well, now these are interesting. Well, assuming they can survive the pressure, they just need to increase. So again, those providing they were buoyant enough to do so, the pressure would increase on the planet and therefore they could come higher. Therefore they would see light, wouldn't they? Yeah, and they're quite down in the dark, aren't they? So, and that's not, what, is that because they choose to, or does something, life seems to spread out in multiple directions. Do you ever wonder why? Does it ever seem like that just in case something like this could happen?
Yeah, so something is still there.
Something is still there. So, we could see those changes straight away. Well, I do have a look at that. If anything like that were to happen, it would puff up. Therefore, the water level would drop. But there would be an increase in pressure, but then the surface level might mimic depths of the ocean. And then these creatures, yes, they will evolve to the sun, which would then be interesting as to how they would then shape then. And then as the pressure begins to drop back down, if we're talking steam, depending on what happens, and it begins to drop down, they should then begin to adjust with that and maybe not go back down to the depth. And then these become the next creatures up. Now, I think it happened in the Accordion time, wasn't it, when there was a gamma ray burst? Water Nautilus, is it?
Yeah, Nautilus survived in it.
And again, it still keeps this sort of pattern, doesn't it? That's a best of both worlds, that, isn't it? That almost gives you night and day, night and day, night and day, depending on how deep you go. And it also mimics the coldness as well, doesn't it? So that's interesting. And then you get closer to hydrothermal vents, which also keeps life churning away, just in case things get too hot. Then if things get too cold, it's almost like a backup plan,
Yeah. And then
just like something is just not sure it's going to pick this, just in case. And then has any events ever happened? And then we start asking about E.T. You've got to ask about it, haven't you, really? We're not the only life forms. And there again, have any other life forms left the planet? Or planets, for that matter? Has there ever been any? And can we for sure know, yes or no, one way or the other? I mean, is it possible that some of the ancients could have made a load of technology and buggered off, but made it look like that they didn't go anywhere? Because that would hide the secret, wouldn't it? Assuming, and then depending on what their agenda was, I mean, that would be an interesting thing. Bit of a far-fetched, but even still. Yeah. And then, is it in control of this? Is that divine power then, let's say, DP, divine power? Is it also in control through them? Have they learned to listen to it more so? Less? Who knows? We've shut it out. I mean, is it true that others could embrace that and look at that as magic and then say, oh, we can have some of this, let's follow this and this and this. And then are they loyal to it? And whatever that may be. Would they do anything for it? And that's another question. And then how interactive is it with them? And what does it see? And we often say that, the creator came through and did this and this, yeah? That's what the Bible is, yeah? People wrote it and worship it for how long? Well, what if they do the same in that aspect? But theirs is more a living Bible as opposed to a book. They hear it as opposed to be told it from someone and running out. Oh, bouncy. What if they respond to that more so than what humans do? What if they're more passionate about that? That's another question to ask as well. Any ET, are they going to share this same common thread? And then how advanced are they in that? And then where do we stand in that pecking order by default? We pissed something off and these didn't, and perhaps they're doing God's work. We would say yes. Because we see this played out on the planet, right? Do you ever think that anything else could be doing this? But rather than following a book where it comes through in bursts of inspiration because we spent our whole lifetime kicking people down and pushing them down so that we follow only this, and then we're taught not to listen to that inner guidance, do you think that puts us at risk? That if anything else decided to follow that guidance, and after all, most of the blood that's shed on this planet has been because of religion. Yes? Is that true? Fair to say? Or belief. It should be better to say that. Belief. And if they follow that, where do we sit in that? Have we been good in its eyes, or have we been bad, or Have we done as we've been told, or have we pissed it off? Have we stole from? There's lots of questions in on that, isn't there? Because we'll look at the book again, and we'll go back to that, and we'll say, in sin. What is their version of sin? How are they hearing it? How are they tapping into it? Maybe they don't tap into it at all. Then are we safe? I don't think so. Because then that becomes dominance hierarchy and who's got the best. And if that's the mindset, we're pretty fucked. Don't you think? God, intelligence and everything else beyond that, ask these questions, and then what are they willing to do? What lengths are they willing to do? Are they the gatekeepers of the universe then? As we have gatekeepers here that then say, no, you can't go there. Why? Because you didn't shine my shoes properly. Come on, you got some pounds? We got gatekeepers here and, this, that and the other. Mm-hmm. Are they gatekeepers? Do they gatekeep? Does anything gatekeep? You got to think about it. Most things we're looking up towards the sky. What's that all about? Yeah, sure, they might not be here right now. Let's say, for argument's sake. And who knows? Maybe they are. But again, travel is going to take a bit of time. And what are we going to do, really, if they come rocking up? From another star system, mind you. Multiple star systems. How more advanced are they? And what are humans going to do? Nothing. We've taught them how to play mind games. When you play games with your own species, you send out one of the biggest signals to anything that's watching you, and that's if it's watching you, exactly how to fuck you all up. Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it? You see, it's never about who's watching, it's about what is watching. What purpose? Do they have good intentions, bad intentions? Do they use that to their advantage or to your advantage? I mean, that's an interesting thing. You never know who's watching. Mm-hmm. Or how they're watching. Yeah. Did we create technology or did they create technology? If you happened across a planet that was beginning to materialize, would you go and put down all of your old technology? Just because, but it seemed like it was them that created it. Would you ever do that? Could you draw some things in pyramids somewhere and then we follow this script that we're a little bit unsure of how we managed to follow that in the first place? Was it something else, or was it placed there? Was it divine? Was it ET? Was it controlled through the mind? I mean, we're going to talk about crazy in this one. I mean, we're going to ask all of these questions because I think they're very relevant. Well, you see, when we do things to one another, after all, most of our weapons are really good at doing what? Killing humans. Yeah. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you build a weapon, what are you building it for? Because humans. What are you teaching anything? You're teaching them what fucks you up. Mm-hmm. And if we've embedded technology into it and it's not our technology, then it's basically like giving away all of this. Oh, by the way, here's how you kill humans. Mm-hmm. Oh, I already know. Oh, you do? Okay, fair enough. Always depends on who's watching, isn't it? Someone's always watching. Mm-hmm. And if people can get into your minds now to try and fuck them up, then can anything else? Is there any technology that's advanced? I mean, often when we give away old technology, aren't we giving this old technology away to different nations because we know that technology like the back of our hands? So if they even were on the remote chance that they were to use that shit against us, it would be practically pointless. Yeah. Do you ever think that what you do can be done? Mm-hmm. And when we make a lot of bad stuff, we're teaching anything that ever had bad intentions exactly how to bring us down. We would have to assume that they were exactly like us. We understand that cockroaches seem to survive quite a lot of stuff. Other things do as well. Pressure bombs, different things like that. Carbon dioxide, something also. What life forms are these? And then when we start looking at extremophiles, whoa, this stuff, whoa. Oh, did they have any extremophiles? Did they take some of that? Did they give it out to their civilization and make them a little bit stronger? Ooh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How much of this data is broadcast out? And we would do what? If that ever happened. What would you do? What are you going to do? Fuck them up? You're going to play mind games with them? I mean, I don't think it's going to work. You see, that's why I think it's a waste of time. That's why I think it's pathetic. It's pointless. You're basically teaching them the insides of your mind. That's interesting. And how weak you are. Hierarchy. It's weak. Hierarchy says, look at how we are. Look at how destructible. Look at this, this, and this. Look at all the things that we're worrying about. Look at all the things that can kill us. Look at all of these things that get rid of humans. If you ever wanted to get rid of humans, here you go, space. Anything that's listening, and then we fall into a belief that, nah, there's no ET. Are you sure?
No one is sure.
I mean, that's a very interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And pretty much, how weak is that? And then, never mind that, if they've come from different planets, different star systems, how advanced is that?
Much more, isn't it?
If they destroy a planet, your planet, and only a few of you get away, well, we'll just swap those fuckers off. They know space better than you do.
Yeah.
Why? Because you spent it trying to fuck people's minds up. I mean, are we sure this is the right way? Just asking a question, keep doing it your way, but, is this really the correct way? I don't want to cause any panic. I don't think it will, but, because this can always be laughed at, which it can, and we'll call for that. A lot of things are funny until they're proven. Or disproven, but again, I don't know. No other life forms. That would be like saying, why are there other star systems? What's the point in that? And the universe deals in lots. Abundance. Look at it. It's abundant. Lots of things all happening at once. So, assuming that we're here and we know the planet not really well, because we don't know under the ocean, not terribly well, we only know practically the moon and perhaps a few probes that have gone out. So it's a lot of knowledge, but it's primitive, right?
Yeah.
How do we maneuver? Well, we can do this, we can do it. Okay, what things do we need to maneuver? How fast can we maneuver in that? Well, we can move fast on the planet. Well, yeah, as long as those constructs are still standing. And assuming that if something wanted to take us, it would go for the planet. It'd go for vulnerabilities, right? Isn't that what people do? Go for the soft underbelly, yeah? Well, what would be our soft underbelly? The very platform that we're on. Does this have vulnerabilities? Yes, carbon. Yes, this. Yes, puffing. Yes, expansion. Yes, too much. We got water. We got block the sun. Food. Hammer the food supply. I mean, this is a lot of things can go wrong very quickly.
Yeah.
And then just say that we managed to fire off a load of rockets and 20% of humanity managed to get to space. Just 20%. In this new terrain that we're very hard to maneuver. We rely on orbits. Now, let's assume that they've traveled star systems. How much data is that learning now? For us, it's like going out into the ocean for the first time. We're so far behind. And for what reason? For what? In the hope that something never finds us. Because we've got all the badass weaponry. But it ain't no good. It only can kill you. Worst thing you ever want to do, and it's know your enemy, right? Is to fire in a load of this shit and find out that you just gave them a load of medicine. That's some really strange stuff, isn't it? How do we know we're doing what we're meant to be doing in that way, and we're not doing something for something else? Well, there's probably a lot of clues in that. Yeah. But we've all taught ourselves to sort of dumb down, to be animals. Well, I would say that wins, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Hierarchy, high, dominant, go for the underbelly. That would be something like that.
Yeah.
The art of it would be to wipe as many humans as possible. Fuck me, if they ever come to eat us, fuck that. Let's hope that they're not. Let's hope they're vegetarian. No, vegan. Vegan. All right. Oof. Oof. Could you imagine that? Oof. Do you have freezers? No, no, no. We just keep you alive. Wait, what? We'll regrow your limbs. We'll chop them off. I remember talking about this once before. It's probably not for the faint of heart, but it's still. I don't know. I thrive on this sort of stuff. Wouldn't like to be eaten by ET, would you?
No.
Be like the scene out of Sparrow, wouldn't it? Just some seasoning. Oh my god, that would be brilliant. That's the way to go. Dancing dinner. What's wrong with this one? We put it in oven and it is enjoying it. This is good. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, still, yeah, so do you think the moon, perhaps Mercury is a moon? Probably from Venus. Bit of an odd ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, that's assuming that planets have moons, but yeah, something smacked it. And then it seems that the lava flows on Venus seem to be more than gradual, more than slowly but surely. It seems to have been fast, whatever it was. Quick.
Yeah.
But not as quick as what Mars's was. But both have this type of... The volcanoes there, right? And all the ground is like lava flows, isn't it? It's incredible, isn't it? And it still is very hot.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So could it have cooled down with a moon orbiting? Depending on how fast, if Mercury was the moon of Venus, then and how fast or slow was that orbiting to give you a wet season? Because again, this would cool it down at least. Oof, there's a lot of variables, isn't it? Because if Venus was like Earth, wet, warm, tropical, I mean, people believed that too, didn't they? And then Mars, what if it was? Any other life forms on there? Has there ever been any life forms on there? And are they good at covering their tracks, or how advanced did they get? You know, would you, if you all left Earth, would you sort of destroy the Earth a little bit to make it look like no one's ever been there? Would you sabotage it? See, that's how I would be in two minds about that. I would say yes, I would. Why would you do that? Well, just in case anything sees it. Better, the surprise element is probably best, yes? Strategy. Until you know who's who. You know? And you know, I hope they're friendly. Hope they didn't go this way. And then is it that we're the oddballs, that we just learnt this behavior based on a collection of this, this, and this? Is it the right behavior? Or is this the going theme in the universe? Or are other life forms a bit more together with one another, knowing that they've got pieces of a puzzle? But there again, which way did they go, and is their way correct? This way? I don't know, seems weird. Seems like we're all on a treasure hunt.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Piecing it all together and... And I'm going to ask one more question. Has anyone manipulated a Bible before?
Probably.
Changed it? Re-altered it?
It comes from old sources, even before Jews, definitely. The Old Testament, so yeah, definitely.
Has anyone manipulated religion?
No.
In order to go in a different direction?
There are different Bibles now, aren't there?
So, if anyone ever has manipulated the Bible, what if they made some equipment that could also manipulate that sort of feeling? Then they could get you to do pretty much anything. But the reason why I ask this is because if anything else were to figure that out, how open are we?
That's when people went to church, especially in old times, and it was just awe from the huge buildings, from the bells, from everything, the sound.
And then, do you think that there could be a life frequency that comes pouring out of planets, but we just haven't seen it yet? It'll be one of those things that when you see it, that's what that is.
There is frequency, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
Earth-
from long distance,
Yeah.
from the stars, from all the other stars, do they act in a certain way? Are we causing the wobble to be a bit more strange because of how much we move around the planet? Do we speed up the planet? Do we slow it down? Do we speed it by moving? Wasn't there some sort of report done that during COVID, that when everyone was on lockdowns, the planet, there was alterations in the planet? Is that correct? Don't know if I'm remembering that correctly. Anyway, I'm going to take it with a pinch of salt because it is a newspaper at the end of the day, and it could be someone's opinion, but I'm pretty sure it was scientists, and they just
It
regurgitate
was with weather. I remember that part because people didn't drive and they didn't cause change in weather when it in summer is usually raining on weekend because of all the gases that concentrate and then people slow down and then
Yeah, I understand with different types of pollution, then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes so,
The observer effect.
yes so
Do we affect light? As when we view it as to when we don't. Again, these are a lot of impossibilities, but also possibilities.
yeah but definitely
Do you believe in
something-
telekinesis? Sorry, telepathy. Do you ever think that any life forms could have no eyes and no ears, but communicate just as easy as what you and I are communicating now? Have conversations, but just not see, hear?
it's possible.
Now that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Then how would this influence other life forms? Because we'd be able to see them, then I'm going to assume that they're going to have a capability to be able to see or interact with us, because we'll be able to interact with them. Proximity is something, isn't it? A lot of variables, a lot of life forms. Some things they would understand and some things they just wouldn't understand. Yeah. Well, anyway, I got lots of these sort of questions and I sort of moshed it into this one. It doesn't matter. Just, it has been a long day, not going to lie. It's been interesting. But, yeah. Oof. Well, yeah, I just wonder if we give out a sort of frequency and then anyone learnt this, or are they going to be more secretive? Are they going to be more this? Are they going to be a bit more about that? And secondly, how far have you travelled? Because that would give me some information as to how well you know this terrain. How good is your technology? Do we know your technology? Probably not. We're broadcasting, but, are you? Or we're going to cloak it? Sure. We're going to cloak a percentage of it. I'm pretty sure we're not going to cloak it all, are we? We can scramble it, perhaps, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then we often believe that because we're this limited with this and we can't see this far, blah, 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 doesn't mean that everything has gone the same way. And then if they're listening to this force or bloodshed over religion, is it? Interesting. Ooh. Anyway, I'll leave this one here, but yeah, what do you reckon? Mercury or Moon? I'm gonna guess it is. I don't know, just guess that it is. It would make more sense. For me personally, I was watching this thing today as well, and I kind of like what I was hearing, to be fair. But also it made me think a little bit more deeper on that. Yeah, it's oddball. These ones are oddballs, aren't they? And it seems like there's a Goldilocks zone for moons. Yep, Saturn and Jupiter. They're right in that Goldilocks zone, yeah? Then there's the Goldilocks zone for heat, which is what, Earth? Maybe Mars, if it moves. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, let's leave that one there. But yeah, no fear, just yeah. Do you ever think that you gotta ask these questions? Because if you don't get quality answers, do you?
Yeah.
Oh well.